Hey,
Hello,
brother. Hey,
Emerson.
Kresimir. How are you doing?
Hello. I'm good. You?
Really good. Really good. So what's been happening since we last talked?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know, okay?
Yes, I mean, oh, there is a lot of silence,
Mhm.
a
Yeah,
lot of peace,
yeah,
and then like a thought activity, I feel like I'm living in a thoughts,
yeah,
so it's like attack on this,
yeah. Sometimes that happens, right? But what if what if what if thoughts there's not no continuity with it? What if there's no past and there's no future? So if we can go to the past or the future,
That
there's
is the thing.
yeah. So what happens without the past or the future, without the next? Where are the thoughts? What happens if thoughts don't have any beliefs? What happens if thoughts are just transparent? What if they're all empty? And the belief that there's a meaning to it, a belief that there's a past or future creates this idea that there's something that is happening. So for example, right now, at this very moment, what do you believe? If you can go to the past or the future.
I believe maybe I believe that I'm here.
Yeah, just in this moment, you believe that here, okay.
I'm here, and no, I'm here.
Okay, what if that belief is just based on the past? Because I am is a word and here is a word just at this moment, just right now, right now. What do you believe if there's what what if there's no belief at this moment? Or what do you believe in this moment? What if you can go to the past or the future? Yeah, it goes blank, right? So all
Yeah,
thoughts become irrelevant basically because thoughts are just based on the past or the future. So without the past or the future, where's the thought? You just go directly with it. Because the moment that you land into a thought, then it will just keep you going in a circle, right? Like, for
yes,
example, what's between thought and no thoughts? There's nothing, right?
not,
Nothing, yeah. It's quite simple. But you've been seeking for a long time, so the thoughts
yes,
sometimes come in, right? It's like thoughtaholic, right? You relapse into it. Um, Sometimes people take, some time to sober up from thoughts, right? But eventually, but they're not irrelevant. I'm sorry, they're irrelevant. They're pointless. So if you go to the past or the future, then it will just keep you going around and around in a circle. But without the thought about the past or the future, then what's there? It's just right now. Yeah. And it's just peace again, isn't it?
yes, yes,
Yeah, there's always peace no matter what, right? But the thoughts can create this illusion that, it's running the show. So if it's running the show, put it in between. What's between this and that?
I, I I'm trying.
You're
I
trying.
was trying to do that
Yeah,
between, and
yeah,
then it creates another
yeah, yeah.
doing,
But
undoing
but
process.
if that happens, then you go, what do you believe at this moment then? If you can go to the past or the future.
Yes,
Yeah.
what is a belief?
A belief is a lie, basically. It's something that you think is true, right?
Making up
You're
is
making
like,
up. Yeah, yeah. The
yeah,
thought is making up a thought to create a belief.
yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's basically it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, for example, you have a friend that's been lying to you the whole time, right? Once you
Mhm.
catch that the friend is lying, do you still believe it?
No,
No.
no, no.
Yeah, no. Right. And that's what thoughts are. They're just lies, basically, right? But of course, you've been seeking for a long time, right? And there was depression before. So of
Yeah.
course it's going to create, it might relapse, kind of like any addiction, it relapses once in a while. But you've been sober before, so you can go sober again. So let's go sober
Sorry?
up, Kresimir. You've been sober already, so let's sober up from the thoughts. How's
Yes.
your family life?
It's okay. It's
It's okay.
okay.
Yeah.
It is ups and downs, and with children is
Yeah.
okay. With my wife, uh,
Yeah. Yeah. How is she
you know,
doing? Maybe I should talk to her.
um, uh, I was recommending. I was telling to her. I mean, I'm buying, just talk with Emerson, but she's like something. She's still on the spirituality path,
Okay.
Zen
Yeah.
thing. She's got these meetings with their, group,
Yeah.
and
I did
I
a
don't know.
meeting on Saturday, this Saturday, and it was a whole bunch of spiritual people.
Mhm,
There was a small group because there's a small condo, right? So a small apartment. So there were like 10 people. There were 9 people that were okay. They went, oh, one person started yelling at me.
mhm,
He goes, who are you? Do you know what you are? And I'm like, I don't know. And he goes, well, you have to be the I am. That kind of thing. It's spiritual, right?
mhm,
So the whole time the meeting, right? So people were like, happy and everything clearing up. The whole time of the meeting, he was like this, looking at me,
mhm.
like I kind of know. And then when I basically said, let's not do Q&A anymore, he goes, can I ask you a question? It was just brutal, right? But there was peace here, so it's okay. Meaning that, if she does it, I'll give her for free. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah. So the thoughts
We
will
are
come and
feeling,
go. But
yes.
what's in between the coming and going? What always stays in the coming and going? What's in between thoughts and no thoughts?
I cannot think
There you go. So what
about
you
this.
can't think about is the one that doesn't move. The thinking always moves. But the thinking is all lies. Something that doesn't move is not a lie because you can't think of it. So it's true whatever your opinion is. The silence, the peacefulness, the quietness, right? It's like, if you're looking for the stillness will never be found by thoughts because the thoughts will only, is the opposite of that. It's movement. So what's in between all the movements? So from the screen, what doesn't move?
I cannot even
Yeah,
answer to this.
yeah,
There is peace right
yeah.
now. And,
That's good. Yeah.
silence.
Yeah, that's all.
I cannot even talk.
Yeah, you know, that's okay. So the
So
peace, go ahead.
yes. No, 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 please.
So the peace does not need any thinking or understanding or comprehension. The peace is always at peace. The peace is always at peace. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
The
feel like
peace cannot be
hanging.
bothered. What's that?
Yes. I feel like honey right now.
Yeah. Yeah. You're melting, right? You're like,
Yes,
oh,
yes.
it's good. And it's
Oh,
not because of me. It's because the peace that's here, right? It's like I'm just clear about it.
it's because of you, Emerson.
Oh,
I have no one to talk, and we are all living in the thoughts. I mean, my
yeah,
family and everything.
yeah,
And my wife also, she found me. I'm just these days. I'm just like staring at nothing, and
yeah,
I lost the sense of time.
yeah,
I cannot, and
yeah,
I'm not aware of anything.
yeah.
And she's like, "Wow, what are you doing? You lazy. Just staring at nothing for 3 hours, four
Yeah,
hours, like." And she had like a burn, not breakdown, like burn off something. Was yelling and
yeah,
all kind of stuff.
yeah. Tell her I'll do it for free.
Oh, thank you. I will tell her. I will.
Yeah,
I will
yeah,
tell
yeah,
her.
yeah. Just in case she thinks I'm doing it for money or something, but tell her Emerson
Mhm.
offered to talk to you for free. Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you. I
yeah.
mean, money is not the problem.
I know, I
I'm
know.
telling you. I'm buying. Don't worry. But she thinks this is another kind of some kind of spirituality Zen thing or something.
No,
And,
it can't even be. I don't even know what to call it because the moment you start calling it something, then it becomes something. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So what else has been going on with you?
a basic, just this. Um,
Yeah,
this thinking and
yeah. And sometimes because you've been seeking for how many years is it, Kresimir? A long, long time, right? So
around maybe
so
like
for me
30
it was
years.
like a
From my 15 years, I
oh
started, now I'm 45, and
yeah,
always seeking, meditating, always. And so the
doing
brain
something.
is always, it cannot stop,
Yeah,
always something,
yeah.
uh, getting something, something.
There we go.
It cannot,
That's better.
I cannot grasp this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it is, right? When you get out of the way, right? Because the seeker is always trying to figure it out,
Yes,
trying to
yes,
maintain it, right? That's why you
yes.
stare at walls for 3 hours sometimes because there's no one in the way there, right? But the thoughts are tricky, right? Because the thoughts come, right? Especially when you have conflict. It's the same thing as, the weather's always changing, but you're not the weather. It's just weather. So if it's cloudy, it's cloudy. It's not you cloudy. If it's stormy, it's stormy. If it's raining, but it's not you raining, it's just raining. It's just cold. It's just warm. It's just sunny. It's easy when there's clarity, saying when there's like, oh wow, like, oh, I'm so enlightened or so awake.
Mm.
But when it becomes challenging, it also becomes, oh, you know, I lost it. But what's behind
Yes.
all of this, although there's no behind, is awake, right? So, or silent or peaceful.
Maybe maybe this is the thing with this figure, because I was always trying to go behind, deeper,
Yeah,
deeper.
yeah,
What is the I behind the I, the
yeah,
seer, the so maybe
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
imagining all this, and now there is this like a construct of
yeah,
virtual reality for me. Like
yeah.
I am. What is the I of am?
It's
And
just a letter. And that's why someone, that's a belief sometimes, right? That there is, sometimes it's just a residue of the belief, right? That
Mhm.
gets you back to the thought because you think that there's an I am, or because you would not want to challenge Ramana or Nisargadatta, right? So, but they're just the same as these characters. There's no difference. They're all basically just made up, like how you and I are made up. So Without the shackles of any belief systems, there's freedom. There's nothing behind, really. People just use that as a word to say that, you know, what is being hidden. But when you take away what's being hidden, there's nothing hidden at the same time. There's no inside or outside. It's just an idea that there's an inside or outside, and there's something behind. So in the absence of the behind, there is just isness. And in that isness, there is just this clarity that does not need to be comprehended. A clarity that does not need any meaning, right? So when everything is going directly, then there's nothing missing, isn't it? If you can go to the past or the present, or the present or the future, then what do you have?
Nothing.
Yeah. Melting honey.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Someone says it's my stare, the way I look, you know. It's just I've seen through all the suffering. Oh my goodness. For me, it was like wrestling with it for 10 years, right? Oh my goodness, right? It was like I was sobering up from thoughts, and then I would have a binge of thoughts, right? It's like, oh, thoughts. Like you're drinking shots of the future and the past, right? So of course you're gonna miss the stillness or the quietness, because you're engaging with the thoughts. You're thinking, what's behind the thoughts? Who's behind the thoughts?
Yes.
How do I become aware of the thoughts? How do
Yes.
I directly see it? Or if you go to radical, there's no me. It's still thoughts. It's all thoughts. Yeah. And you know what? It's not about getting it. Even some speakers are not getting what I'm saying. When I say that even a sense of separation is just a thought, they're like, no, it's a felt sense thing. But the moment that the feeling happens, the thought hijacks it and calls it the sense of separation. It takes over. It has the moment that there's a word for it, it's a thought. So yeah.
It's so fast with
It
these
is.
thoughts.
It is so fast, right? So, and then the speaker now thinks that there's no me, and they believe it, right? You see that now, right? Yeah. So instead of helping you out, they're making you miserable because they're standing behind their belief.
Yes, I became very depressed after this radical
I know,
non-duality speakers. Very,
yeah.
very depressed.
Yeah.
Just too much. So then I found you, and then I just quit it all together.
Yeah. But it's been more quiet for you, huh? I notice your face is quieter.
Oh yes. I mean, I'm barely sitting. You know, just this is just peace.
So don't worry about the thoughts that come in. Who cares? And then you had like 10 years of depression, right? So.
Oh yeah.
And it's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
So I had some. I told you before some panic attacks.
Oh yeah.
You know?
You know what? Someone also had the same time, right? He had a panic attack, but he went directly to it, and that's what happened to me too. And then there's another person. Sorry, I cut you off there. But there's another author basically that he went directly to his panic attack, and I think that's what silenced you, right? But go ahead, tell me your story.
No. Me too. So
Yeah.
this thing happened, and now I send you the message and I booked you immediately.
That's right. Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
But now I cannot even remember what
Yeah.
it was. I cannot
Yeah.
remember. I don't know. I go directly, just.
Yeah.
And
I used to
I
take.
don't even remember what day.
Yeah.
I was now sitting here and thinking, oh my God, what am I going to talk with Emerson, because I have nothing to talk. You know? And 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 then realize I don't remember yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't remember at
Welcome to my
all.
world.
I mean, this,
This morning I had a meeting at like 8 o'clock my time, right? And then but I went to walk at 6 o'clock, but it was dark. It was getting dark here now because the weather's
yeah,
changing, right?
yeah,
So I did not pay attention. And then I realized I was sitting under the tree and I'm like, I wonder what, I looked at, I usually don't bring my phone, but luckily I did. I usually have the watch, you know what I'm saying, to remind
yeah.
me, right, of the time. And I forgot the watch. Luckily I had my phone. I had 10 minutes to, you know, so I've been in La La Land for like more than an hour and 50 minutes, right? I'm like, son, Ella Bella. So I ran and luckily I ran fast and I was able to get to the meeting. I was sweating. And I'm like, oh, but that's what aliveness is, right? It's like you don't know what time is because you're mesmerized with what's in front rather than what's here.
Yes.
Yeah. Kind of like you looking at the wall for hours, right? So
Mhm. I'm just staring at. I don't see anything. Just
no.
like completely lost, and
Yeah. Yeah.
hours just goes by.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It
It's
is. It
beautiful.
is. Yeah.
It's
And
beautiful.
eventually, you know what? The balance of that, the thoughts, sometimes there are days that the thoughts are, and the
Mhm.
and the looking at this space usually balances, you know what I'm saying? So that it's more ordinary. How long has it been since the first time that we talked?
Oh,
Like 2 months, 3 months?
yeah, probably 2 months.
Yeah.
2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the seeking is over
Yeah.
immediately. That day it
Yeah.
ended. The
Yeah. It
seeking
ended. Yeah.
is just gone. But now, so this what
Yeah.
thoughts, and then it came to the body.
Yeah.
The body was feeling like all this stuff,
Yeah. Oh
energy,
yeah.
and
Yeah. It was the energy, right? It's all like
yeah,
this,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
like it's like, you're having kind of like a convulsion there. Did you have a
yeah.
convulsion?
Yes.
Yeah, I
It
had
went
some.
to the body, and but now there is nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Oh, oh,
But yeah, you know what? It's good that you caught it. Again, although there's really no choice in that, right? I'm glad that it happened, although it never happened, because you know what? My life became so messy because of seeking, right? I lost everything, and maybe I'll talk to your wife, so she understand what's going on. It's like although
yeah.
there's no process there in the story, there's an unfolding, right? Because you've been so much in your thoughts, sometimes you stare at walls, right? Because it's so freeing not to have that anymore. And that's what I did for a whole month. You know what I'm saying? I just kept on not speaking, and just walking,
Mm.
eating. Sometimes I would jump if I see my reflection in the mirror. I'm like, who's that good looking guy? I'm like, oh, it's just me without the good looking guy. I'm just joking.
Oh,
I was like a little kid, right? Sometimes I would even walk around naked because there's just no care in the world, just kind of like
mm,
hanging out there, let everything hang out, looking at the birds, not seeing the birds, the birds outside, the eagles, the beach. And sometimes I would go outside and luckily no one saw me. Luckily it's an isolated place. No one saw me walking around. Who's this guy? It's like I lost my mind, right?
mm,
So yeah, and there's this guy that I was talking to who's also um his I released a video actually after a month. His girlfriend basically was looking at his eyes. He just had this emptiness in his eyes. It was just like this. And his girlfriend got scared. His girlfriend said, "It looks like you're gonna kill someone because there's nothing in the eyes." So he's joking that his girlfriend might write a book, How to Live Someone That's Going Through Enlightenment,
how to?
How to live with someone that's going through awakening or enlightenment or whatever.
Aha.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe your girlfriend needs to read that book. But yeah, you know what? It's It's beautiful. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there is so much peace and silence.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
everywhere. And when I go to the forest, this sound,
Oh,
this is just everywhere.
that's what gets me when I
Concept.
hear the forest sound, like especially when there's like water, like a brook, like a
Yeah,
river, you know what I'm saying? It's just a
yeah.
creek. So one time I was just listening to the creek, and then yeah, an hour and a half later, I'm like, oh, I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Because you just get lost in
Mm,
it,
mm, that,
right?
yeah.
It's so beautiful. And even the winter I used to be afraid of, right? But I look forward to it now.
Winter is great. We don't have winter here. It's only summer and something
Spring,
between, and then summer.
yeah.
All year.
Oh, here it goes minus 40. Yeah. How many kids do you have, Kresimir?
Two kids.
Two
Two
kids. Oh
kids.
wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. One is 8, and the other one is 2.5.
Oh
And
wow.
what happened with my son, the older one, is Matteo. He's
Yeah.
8 years old. This is a story. I was so tired. I don't know how many days ago. So I wake up, make a breakfast, and I drove this younger one into kindergarten, and I just need to lay down in the bed because I cannot even. I was so
You're
tired.
working you're working a lot.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And he is sitting near me in this big chair. He's like lying and his legs like this, and he said, "I'm boring, I'm boring, I'm boring, I'm like this." And I couldn't even open my eyes, and I said, "Okay, let's give it a try." And I asked him, "What is between boring and funny or something like that?" And he didn't even think immediately.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Said, what is between nothing and something? He said,
Yeah.
nothing. Already, nothing.
Yeah.
I said, what is between nothing and not nothing? And he said, nothing. Nothing is a word. Nothing.
Yeah.
And when he said that, nothing is a word. So this like a black hole just opened up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I was awake, eyes open all day, just wow, like this. And I'm looking now, you know, my son, and wow, so directly, just like that, without thinking,
Yeah, without thinking, right? Yeah. Yeah.
without thinking.
The same with my nephew, right? My nephew is just, when somebody makes fun of him, he'll say to the bully, that's just your thoughts. It doesn't affect him, right? It's just his
Yeah, yeah,
thoughts. Because thoughts are made up. I don't know if you know that, and they just walk away. And they'll be like,
yeah.
Papa, he calls me Papa, although I'm his uncle. Papa, Papa. And it's because he tells me the story. And then we high five and he goes, do you want to go play some parkour? So he likes jumping all over the place, right? And
Mm.
I'm like a little kid. I'm forgetting that I'm turning 53 this year, right? So I'm like, at the end of it, I'm like, oh, maybe not too much of that. Like I feel like an old man
Wow,
because it's jumping from one
it's great.
one platform to another platform to another platform, right? It's like
Oh,
you forget that you're old, but it's so much fun.
yeah.
There's this doctor in Brisbane, Dr. Mike,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
he's a pediatrician and he does child psychology. So
Mhm.
he's adding what I'm doing to what he's doing to people. He deals with kids between 8 and 12, I think, that have depression, that have anxiety. So
Mhm.
he uses, non-duality or what I do, what I'm saying. And apparently it works.
Um,
It works. And he's such a great guy. He's just excited, and
did you show him or teach him
he
something?
just watched my videos.
Because this is
A lot
my
of people
wife.
are just watching my videos, you know what I'm saying? And they're
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
doing it. And it's
I
surprising, right?
watched almost all of your videos
Yeah.
now. So my wife, she had a private kindergarten. It is a forest kindergarten.
Oh,
A lot
nice.
kindergarten, a
Yeah.
lot of kids. They are in the forest all day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah,
That's a
it's very
good that's a
beautiful.
good thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She likes it, and she's psychologist, you know,
Your wife?
and yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, wow.
And now we are with this older one, Matteo. He's he's parkour, too much energy, you know,
Yeah, yeah. Always
always
jumping up and
something,
down, right? Doing
always,
something.
always,
Yeah,
always, always.
yeah.
And we tried everything, you know, everything. And
I bought my nephew a guitar.
guitar.
Yeah, now he thinks he wants to be a rock star, right? So, so he's listening to Nirvana, and maybe buy
Uh,
Mateo a guitar, right? So, or
maybe,
piano.
yes, yes, something like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe there was a feeling before. Now I'm not sure. Maybe like something is hiding here, you know,
Oh, you know what?
avoiding.
The thought is always trying to go to the next.
Hmm.
Even the feeling is getting hijacked by subconsciously saying that there's something hiding, right? The
Hmm.
moment that you think of it, it's a lie. It's like it's really tricky, right? Because it will go all out. It will keep on. There's always going to be a sense of separation. There's going to be a sense of sitting on a chair, holding a glass, right? Touch,
Yeah, it's
right?
okay. It's not.
And it's
It's
okay. Yeah,
okay.
it's okay.
It's okay.
But
It's okay.
sometimes the thoughts will say that there's something that's hidden or something that's missing,
It's
something in the
something to
next.
do about it.
Exactly. Disregard it. And if you disregard it, there's just a flowingness to it, right? So, like a deepening of some sort. Because for quite a while, I kept on saying, "Is this it? Is this really it?" For a long, long time, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And then, and then, if you say that this is it, maybe there's a next. There's no next.
Mhm.
There's no next.
Oh,
Yeah.
it is so
But in
profound,
the
so
yeah,
fast.
it
So,
but it keeps on unfolding, not in a
yes.
linear way, right?
No, no,
It
no, no, no. Yes.
yeah, yeah,
I see this. This is now became this became very clear after our first talk, like slow motion.
yeah, yeah,
I don't know what is real, what is not anymore. You know,
yeah, yeah,
I woke up in the morning, and there is like a thinking process, but it is like a dreaming, daydreaming. You know, I
yeah,
just you
yeah,
know
yeah.
don't even pay attention. I'm so
No,
awake in the morning.
yeah.
You know, but this thinking is just is going on its own way, something like this.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what? It doesn't matter anyway, right? I didn't even think of it when somebody asked me, "Do you still have thoughts?" I'm like, I haven't thought about that in a while
Mm.
because it doesn't matter, right? Thoughts, no thoughts, it's still a thought. Who cares, right? But what seems to grow is a bit more of a contentment.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, because you're not looking for the next anymore or the past, right? So the contentment seems to deepen. Yeah, not in time, and it doesn't make sense.
No,
Yeah,
no. Yeah, it's like speechless.
yeah.
It
It's
doesn't
funny
mean
when it's
anything.
funny. Yeah, it's funny when people book again, after, maybe of 6 months or whatever. It's like
Mm.
10, 20 minutes. You're like, okay, you know what? Because it goes back into that peaceness, right? That,
Yes,
okay, yeah, or even before the talk, they're like, I didn't even know I booked, you know what I'm saying? Oh,
that is the case here.
that's the case.
Yes. I was just sitting here and it is all
Yeah.
funny, it's all
There was this
these.
person said that, hey, Emerson, did you give them something different from last year? I'm like, what do you mean? Is it more potent now than last year? And he goes, and I'm like, that's just a thought. He goes, oh, oh. He goes, I thought that you became more super enlightened now that you have this more power now, to give people more. And he goes, it's here, isn't it? It's always here. It doesn't increase or decrease. I'm like, no, you just think it increases or decreases. It's infinite. It's always here. He goes, okay. 5 minutes later goes, okay, I'm okay again. Goodbye. Sometimes that's all that it takes, right? It's like, and I think that's what happened to you too. When you can, like, when we see, it's like it's melting right away, right? Anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it's not giving you any bullshit, right? It's just direct. It's honest. Someone actually said, you could make a lot of money from this, Emerson, because you know how to do it. You just have to tell people that they have to go to a retreat with you and pay like $50,000. I'm like, no, 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 no way.
No,
No way. No.
but you could do a DJ, tour all over the world.
Yeah, yeah.
You can do
Maybe next year. Maybe next year. Maybe next year. I want to go to Tomorrowland. It's a
Tomorrowland.
Tomorrowland is a big rave, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I don't.
Even if I'm just a backup DJ, I don't need my
Mhm.
names in spotlights or anything. I can just be a backup just in case someone gets sick, someone can't make it, then you just step in and no one knows who you are. Perfect.
Super. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Wow. Good.
There's too much hassle with being popular.
Oh yeah.
Everybody everybody wants to a piece of you, so to speak.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
how it is now with you? Because your website and everything, it is just exploded. Everything.
Oh, it's the same. It's the same. You know what I'm saying?
It's the
There's more
same. Uh-huh.
more people that are booking. You know what I'm saying? It's like more. I get maybe 20 times the email now, so I get like maybe about 100 emails per day. So it's harder
Ooh.
to respond. Yeah, yeah, yeah. People are
Oh.
scared. What I really like about the emails is that people are dropping off without booking me. So
Mhm.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I'm happy,
Yeah.
when I hear that, right? Because I
Yeah.
imagine that old Emerson would have benefited from this big time if somebody was offering this, right? Yeah, so it's good. It feels good. At the same time, you know what? I don't really like the popularity part, you know what I'm saying? So I like being under the radar, so to speak. But I don't mind at all too. If it helps characters in the dream, why not?
Oh,
Yeah,
it helps
yeah,
a lot. It is
yeah.
just.
There's people now that don't have anxiety anymore, depression, right? I hear the same story over and over now that
Yeah.
they used to have a lot of suffering, right? Or one person just spent their money going to retreats for 10 years, right?
Oh,
So yeah.
yes. Yes.
Of course, when you get a little bit more popular, there's also a lot of haters. I don't even pay attention, to be honest.
Who cares?
Who cares? Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
cares?
When you put yourself out there, there's always going to be criticism, but they
Oh
just have
yeah.
words. It's just words. It's just words. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
Words.
Yeah.
Words.
And you know what? Even people that would yell at me and say that the I am or whatever, I have nothing but love for them. It's weird, right? Or even the critic, it's just the love is being more authentic. Uh, I love what I do.
Yeah, but who can say things like that? No.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, there's just this
Oh.
quietness here. It's nice.
Oh, yeah, totally. I'm just
Yeah.
if Emerson. Sorry, if you need to,
No, no,
we can.
no,
You
no,
know,
that's okay. That's
and
okay.
I'm super. Ooh.
Well, you know what? You can ask your wife and I'll give her a free session. Yeah.
Oh,
Just
thank you. I
yeah,
will tell her
yeah.
tonight.
Tonight. Yeah.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Oh please, if I first, okay, okay, okay. I will say it is like a little. a gift from
A gift,
Emerson.
yeah,
You
from
know,
Emerson.
really,
Yeah, yeah,
just
yeah,
talk with,
yeah,
just talk.
yeah.
Because she's so much in this spirituality, and we are together because of this spirituality. You know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah,
It
we
doesn't have, it
just
doesn't mean you have to give up anything, you know what I'm saying? If she likes meditation, that's why people are afraid sometimes, right? Because they think that, you don't have to, like I do this to my mom every day, but she still prays the rosary, right? So
okay.
my mom is
Mhm.
going through a lot of pain, right? Because she's
Oh, how is your mom?
oh,
I just
she
read it.
she she went to the hospital and but they found she's okay. She's okay.
She's
But
okay.
it's just harder for her to walk even a couple of steps, right? She falls. She's just
Mhm.
falling a lot lately. Yeah. So one time she had that Apple Watch, and then the Apple Watch was calling the 911, the emergency.
Mhm.
But she's okay. I'll make her laugh. So, oh, and you know what I did for her? Um, so one day she was talking to me and she's like, Emerson, I've never been high before. I'm like, excuse me, mom? Because I've never been high before. I'm like, so what do you want me to do? She's like, oh, your aunt, told me that she does the gummies. I'm like, okay. I left right away, bought, her couple of CBD THC gummy.
Yes.
And then for like the first hours, she was like dancing like an old lady dance, in her chair and then asleep.
Wow.
And I'm like, so how is it like being high, mom? Oh, she goes, it's nothing. I think she enjoys it because I looked at that little, container, it's empty.
Mhm.
In the beginning, I
Yes.
just gave her half, right? Because she doesn't even drink, she's not that, she grew up in the 50s, right? So
Oh
um
yeah.
in the 50s, right, they were so conservative, and she's Roman
Oh yeah.
Catholic, right?
No, it is
And
the devil thing,
it's
you
the
know.
devil, yeah.
Like my mom also.
Yeah. So I can't believe that she did that, it's good.
Wow.
And then the other day, um yesterday, not yesterday, so instead of doing the meeting, I just stayed with her, made her laugh. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna spend the whole day, and I could not find my phone. I left my phone somewhere. So I just spent, the day just making her laugh. And I asked her to go in between, and her stress was gone. She goes, I'm in pain, but I'm not stressed. And I'm like, I can tell. And
Wow.
she goes to me, and this is funny, right? She goes, the effect of the marijuana is like when you're here, you make me high. Goes, so I've been high before with you.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's that's why she wants me to massage her, right? She's like, massage, because she likes that cheerfulness, I guess, or yeah. So it's nice.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I think maybe this is really uh, activating this pineal or whatever.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
I feel also, you know, all the time
Yeah.
like DMT or something. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
It's when driving a car and the colors. And, wow, wow.
Yeah, someone
I don't
said to
know.
me that my meeting was like
Maybe.
he's like in DMT or something. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Did I tell you one person, right? So we were like talking like this, and he was very skeptical, in the beginning. Then I kept on talking, and he goes, what did you put in my drink? Did you put something in my drink? I'm like, how can I put something in your drink? I'm across the screen from you. And he just kind of like, oh, he was just having a complete, like what do you call it? Realization. And he was touching the screen. He was like trying to touch the screen. And he's like,
Wow.
oh. And then was silent for a bit. And he started laughing. And he goes, I thought you drugged me. I thought you slipped something in my drink. I said, we're in Zoom.
On Zoom. Wow.
And he goes, don't post that. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. I'm like, no worries. And then we just laughed and laughed and laughed. And then he goes, I don't even know what happened. He goes, that was the end of my seeking when something shifted, something kind of like just clicked. And he said he was so skeptical, right? Because he basically was like, oh, this guy's garbage, basically. That's what he told me. This guy's garbage. He's too he laughs all the time. I think people want people to be serious, right? Kind of like, I don't know. Or to make it look like that they know something.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. But this is what I like the most. In the beginning, when I saw your videos, you were laughing. I like this.
Yeah.
I like this immediately. Okay. Oh, thanks God.
Yeah.
Oh,
So how many kids do you
wow.
have, Kresimir?
2 kids.
Two kids. Oh, one 8 years
Two
old,
kids.
and how old is the other one?
2.5.
Okay, so the
Now,
8-year-old likes parkour, doesn't he? Right? So he likes jumping, from couch to couch and everything, and
oh,
from rock to
all
rock.
day,
Yeah,
all day. Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. Just like my nephew, he's also 8, right? So he likes and he likes running around. It's just like very physical, like
Very,
activities,
very.
right? And he
Yes.
goes, "Hey, do you want to go to a trampoline?" And I'm like, "Oh no." I'm like, "Okay, all right." This is like 2 hours something jumping up and down from a rock, right? Now he wants to go to a trampoline. Just never stops, never
Never
ends.
stops.
Yeah, never ends. And then at
No.
the end he goes, "You haven't gone running with Ella Bella yet. Should we go running?" So it's like 6 hours of nonstop, work. So afterward you're like exhausted. You're like, oh,
Oh, yes.
I need to put like some a bath, with some salts or something because you're achy, right? So but it's
It
fun.
is. It is like this. Yes.
I forget that I'm an adult, right? So I like playing parkour with him. Yeah. And then he complains. He goes, "Papa, how come my dad is so old?" I'm like, don't say that to your dad because his dad is younger than me. His dad is like
It's
five
your
years
brother.
younger.
It's your
Yeah, my
brother.
brother. Yeah, my brother. Like, don't say that because he's so old now. And then he goes, Papa Eric, which is my other brother, second one to me, goes, but Papa Eric is like a granddad. And I'm like, don't say that. Don't say that. You know. And the second, the one, the next one is like second to me. He's like a year and a half younger than me, but he acts very old.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
because they don't want to play
Wow.
with him anymore, and I love playing, right? So when my nieces were younger, oh, they made me play everything. Like they'll even dress me up or whatever. I just like, you know what?
Uh,
So I would be the prince, you know what I'm saying? Goes, you're the prince, and we're in a ball, and like they were into that
Whatever.
princess, the
Wow.
princess thing. And then now my other nephew I like because he's like into sports, right? So
Mhm.
he's very active. He's always running, and one time he goes, let's go rent a scooter, those electric scooters and everything, right?
Yeah.
And so good just to be a kid again, because before they looked at me like, I'm like, I would teach them how to meditate when I was a spiritual teacher. Kids don't like that.
No. No.
They're like, how
I
long do we
tried.
have to
I tried
stay
with my
safe?
son also
You did. Yeah.
before. Let's meditate a little bit. No, it's
I
not
know. They're like,
working.
okay, all right. They'll be
Okay.
like,
Let's go.
close it, close it. Eyes.
No, no, it doesn't work. No, no,
Yeah.
no.
And then they're like, okay, when are we going to play? When are we going to the park? And I'm like, just sit a little bit more. I said, you'll benefit from it. And they're like, okay, thank you. They don't like it, and every time that they would be near me, and then so my other nephew, who's older now, he goes, I'm so happy that you're back into being fun again. You were not fun for quite a while. Yeah, I got too serious. Yeah.
Yeah. This summer, I cannot remember. Few months ago, Matteo, I was sitting and he was playing something, and he said, "Daddy, Daddy, I don't believe that I exist."
Oh wow.
Oh wow, oh, just
Yeah, yeah,
like, I don't believe too, but I was just,
yeah,
making it up. Wow. And then nothing, he went to play just like that.
yeah. Wow. That's amazing.
Then,
Imagine
yeah.
the generation now, like with my little nephew and your kid, of how they are, right? Because, there's more in the story anyway, there's more people that are more clear, right? So then the kids become clear as well, right? So it's,
Oh, he's very,
yeah,
very direct. And he
very
found
direct. Yeah.
this, how do, this, like a caracal you can write on the walls with this,
Yeah. Chalk.
and yes. And he went to the grandfather house and
Mhm.
he write like illusion of life.
Oh,
And I saw
oh,
this,
wow.
wow. Take the picture, and I'm
Oh,
thinking to
wow.
make a tattoo now, like because it is all capitals and some letters are like he didn't know how to write on this guy. The illusion of life. And I said,
Oh,
Mateo, what
wow.
is this? He said, I don't know. It just came like this. Okay.
That's hilarious. That's quite fascinating. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Like
Oh, yeah.
imagine, when I was already, and I talked to people in their 20s, right? And
Mm,
there's this guy who was 28. He was like so vibrant and everything. And there's another guy that I talked to um Saturday. And he's like, he goes, "Oh, today's my 20th birthday." And I'm like, "What?" He goes, "So can you give me a birthday gift?" And then you know what? Not even 5 minutes. You know what he said to me? He goes, "You know what? Oh, thank you so much." He goes, he goes, "What did he say? This is complete. This is complete." He goes, "There's nothing really to understand. It's complete." Just saying it's complete. It's complete. And then after 10 minutes, he basically said, "Okay, maybe I'll talk to you again." And I said, "You bastard, 20 years old." You know what I'm saying? There's so many young guys that's getting it right.
Wow.
I'm like, "You
Wow.
little bastard." And I told him that. And he goes,
Yeah.
"I've heard you say that to another young guy before." You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And that's what inspired him actually to book, right? Because, and he
Wow.
goes, "But it is really complete." And he goes, "There's nothing to go further. It's just complete."
Wow.
Yeah.
20 years old.
20 years,
Wow. I
19, just
wasted
turning 20.
20 years of this life. I wasted
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
speak to him. Wow.
And then he said,
Really.
oh no, he said, "Where do I donate books?" Because and he goes, "Oh, never mind. You know what? I'll just recycle it. I'll just put it in the recycling bin." He's done. Like it's when you get that, so when it's like when it's complete, it's like he's done. And I'm like, when did you
Wow.
start seeking? He goes, "I think I was like 17. So 18, 19, 3 years.
17.
Yeah. Three,
Wow. Wow.
3 years, 20 years, right? Done, gone, right? And I noticed that with a lot of younger, kids, right? Like 20, 21, 22, 23. It's
Mhm.
so immediate for a lot of them, right? So maybe it's the new generation because they've heard this all before. They've already, I don't know, right? But when I was 20 years old, I didn't even know what I was doing. I was probably in a rave somewhere.
Me too.
Going like this with the like a glow light, right? Doing kind of like you know glow stick
Yeah.
dance, right?
Yes, yes. I love. Wow. Wow.
With big baggy pants, you know what I'm saying, and big sunglasses, right? I look cool actually. I found an old raver picture of me. I'm not gonna post it, but yeah, it was. But of course, after that, I became corporate, right? I'm like, okay, you know what? I had to dress up in a suit,
Mm,
when you turn around 23, 24, 25, you think that you have to be super serious now. But you
yeah.
don't see that just 2 years ago, a year ago, you were still a raver, kind of like going to festivals and
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
fascinating. Who would have thought that the raver would have been a spiritual teacher?
Wow. Yeah.
No wonder I felt like a fraud. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, what if people find out that I'm a raver? That's what I mean. There's new generations of seekers, right?
Yes.
Or new generations of speakers that's going to come up, right? Are going to be brilliant.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Right.
There's
But
this
there are now
guy.
people, yes, yes.
No, go ahead.
These people, instant people, which do one-on-ones with you. Now
Yeah.
they are start speaking also.
Yeah. There's someone,
Yeah, yeah.
you know what?
There
I
is,
don't even suggest the speaking, they're just doing. So
wow.
there's this guy named there's this she's become one of my best friends now. She's like probably up to 20 people now that she's done instant. Yeah. Not even talking, right? Just action. But she was a coach
Wow.
before. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's
Wow.
this Tegan who has basically done so many things already. I have to post this video. I keep forgetting. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, there's so many people that are going to, right? There's even
And
people that don't know what
Marcel also, no?
Marcin,
Marcin from, he is from
Poland.
Europe,
Yeah.
Poland. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's
I
in
sent
also.
he has
Oh,
a website now. Look it up. It's called
okay. Okay.
um oh my I keep on forgetting it. It's he has a new video. Go to my newsletter. He has a new
Okay.
video there. Yeah. It's
Okay.
yeah. And maybe you should do it to Kresimir, say
What? Maybe.
maybe you will do it too.
Oh,
You're doing it already to your son. So
he's doing with me.
yeah.
I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm not very good speaker. I just like
But
to
you're a great guy
listen. I just like to listen and
yeah
enjoy, and I would like,
and melt like honey.
if my wife, um, books, uh, and she will do it. I mean,
Yeah.
wow, that would be,
Oh
ooh,
my goodness. Yeah, I know.
super, super, super
And
great.
then
That
she
wow.
doesn't have to, what, she can keep on meditating if she wants, right? People are afraid of this because they think that they're going to disappear forever. But
She's not afraid. No, no.
oh,
This
okay.
thing which she does, this is from something from Ramana Maharshi, some new technique. Some guy has visited Ramana in 50s, or no,
Yeah.
intensive of enlightenment is called something like this.
Okay.
And so they are doing like talking and
Okay.
having like direct experiences,
Yeah.
something like this.
No
So
problem.
she's not afraid, but she's very in the
Skeptical probably is a better.
skeptical
Yeah.
thoughts, concepts,
Yeah.
whatever.
No worries. Well, Chris, I'm going to
Doesn't
stop the recording.